Hey guys, my name's James and I'm going to be telling you today about 10 of Canberra's most awesome elopement locations. These are places that I've been to before as an elopement photographer and guide, and I'm really excited to share these with you today. So without further ado, here are my top 10 favourite places to elope in Canberra. So Canberra is actually the capital of Australia. I live here, it's my hometown. I moved here from the UK in 2014. I fell in love with it ever since. Canberra is surrounded by all of these big beautiful mountains. It gets very cold in winter and it gets quite hot in summer, so we really get the best of both worlds as well. 3 good reasons why you might want to elope in Canberra are the fact that it's mountainous, the fact that there are tons of little sights and scenes to see. It has a great bar, food, restaurant scene as well. And another big advantage is Canberra is actually pretty easy to get around in. So what I do as an elopement photographer and guide is actually do a lot of research for couples. So I'm going to give you guys 10 of my favourite locations from kind of a much bigger blog post that I'll link in the link below anyway. But here we go. So the first place is Mount Franklin. Mount Franklin is about 2 hours drive away from Canberra. You'll definitely want an all-wheel drive for it, as the roads can be a little bit hairy. It's about half an hour to 3/4 an hour walk upwards. It's a really cool spot if you like kind of mountains, alpine views, because it can get even snow there in the winter. I'm not sure they actually open the roads up on the winter because it can get pretty hairy, but it's a fantastic place if you love the idea of eloping out in the open with really fantastic views. Really good for couples who do love that more alpine feel, but they don't want to go all the way to the snow mountains to get it as well. One of the things I'd recommend looking out for certainly is the abandoned ski equipment there. There used to be actually a ski field up there, but they've since abandoned it a long time ago, but you'll still be able to see remnants of it up there. The second place I want to talk about is TIDBINBILLA Nature Reserve. TIDBINBILLA is about an hour away from central Canberra, and it encompasses a whole load of really interesting areas, from kind of mountains to grassland, even to deep forests as well. Depending on where you go, the walks are kind of easy to moderate. You can, for example, go up to Gibraltar Rock, which is this huge rock. Really awesome if you do like your hiking. And there it takes about an hour to get up, but you'll be greeted with fantastic views all around. Equally, you could go to somewhere like Hanging Rock, which is this old, just incredible big boulder. When you turn up there, it makes you wonder how on earth it got there. But it's a fantastic place for an elopement. I've done quite a few elopements there as well. Really nice space for ceremony, and it's quite easy to get access to as well. The third place I'd love to mention is ISSAC'S Ridge. Now, ISSAC'S Ridge seems to be this hidden gem in Canberra. It's only about 20 minutes away from Canberra Central on the south side of Canberra, but it has a host of really cool, beautiful areas to have a ceremony, to go for a walk as well. Stunning. One of the good things is you can actually walk up to the top of it, which takes about half an hour or so, I think, and you'll get out to this beautiful plateau there, even with these kind of logs where your friends and family and guests can even sit and watch you have a ceremony. Really cool idea. Equally though, you don't need to go to all that length just to kind of go to the top. If you are looking for a ceremony space, you can go below as well. There's this big beautiful field there. I say field, it's more of a clearing, with all these pine trees there as well. It's perfect if you love the idea of kind of pine trees and forests, but you also want a little bit of a view out to Canberra. ISSAC'S Ridge is perfect for you. Gibraltar Falls is the next place I'd love to mention. This is probably quite a well-known area to quite a few Canberrans, but yet again, just goes without mentioning that it's definitely worth your attention if you are looking to elope somewhere near Canberra. Now, it is about an hour's drive out of Canberra. There's pretty good paved roads out there, so you don't need to worry about having an all-wheel drive car for this. It can get a little bit busy in the summer months there, but as I say, it is a fantastic place. One of the big main attractions there is Gibraltar Falls, the actual main waterfall of Canberra. There are other small waterfalls in and around Canberra, but this one really seems to be the one that lots and lots of people really love. This is perfect for couples who really love that kind of mountainous view, whilst also getting a lot of kind of water and rock pools in there as well. Definitely bring along a towel and some swimwear for this one as well, especially if you're feeling pretty adventurous. The next place I'm going to talk about is BENDORA Arboretum. No, this is not the main arboretum that I'm sure a lot of Canberrans will be used to. The BENDORA Arboretum is located in the NAMADGI forest, about an hour to 2 hours away, depending on whereabouts you are. Now, this is a really beautiful hidden spot, and it's definitely recommended that you do have at least an all-wheel drive car to access the place. It can be pretty out of the way, especially the trail actually leading up to it is pretty rough. But when you get there, you are going to be treated to a really beautiful walk with some fantastic scenery. The BENDORA Arboretum is basically located in this gigantic pine plantation with about half an hour to 3/4 hour walk to actually get to there. But throughout the time, you'll be graced with really beautiful scenery, pine forests, mountain views, the whole lot. You'll also be able to stop halfway along in this really kind of awesome hut as well, which is clearly used for some day use there, I think, if people get stranded. But there is even a guest book in there you can go and sign. Really cool. It's not too much of a hard walk. It is a slightly longer walk, so it might not be great if you've got grandparents or other family relatives who might be coming along, but for 2 people, it's absolutely fantastic. Just a little note to say, if you guys are finding this helpful, let me know what you think below, pop a comment below, and yeah, give the video a like if you're enjoying this. Next, I'm going to talk about Yankee Hat. Now, Yankee Hat, I think, is one of the most beautiful places in and around Canberra. This is a walk that is in the south of the NAMADGI National Park, and it is stunning. It's basically our equivalent to Jurassic Park, where you've got these really beautiful kind of sweeping hills, lots of open grassland as well. So if that's your kind of thing, this could be the place for your elopement. The great thing about Yankee Hat is that it's really open and it looks fantastic at sunset. You're going to get some of the best sunset images around here, especially with the amount of open sky there is. Definitely recommended to bring an all-wheel drive car at least for this. The road in is pretty hairy and there's also a few streams you've got to go across. 2-wheel drives aren't recommended, but everything else should be absolutely fine. You'll also see a ton of kangaroos there. It's best to go usually in the warmer months, just before it gets to the wet season, when typically you can get a lot of grass growing up, which can make navigating it a little bit harder. But it's definitely worth the walk. You do get to the end of it and you are able to see some Aboriginal rock art as well, which is a little bonus. And there's even these beautiful wooden bridges, really cool. Next place I want to talk about is the Arboretum's cork forest. Now, the Arboretum in Canberra is fantastic, it's beautiful, but there are some spots which are slightly more private for couples, which I find a lot of people do like to experience when they are eloping. A lot of couples I know don't like to be the centre of attention and they like to have that privacy. The cork forest at the Canberra Arboretum is fantastic. It's an easy walk, it's an easy drive as well, so the good thing is it's very accessible. If you're looking to find an elopement location in Canberra that you really could like and you don't want to make it too hard, the cork forest could be perfect. As soon as you go in there, you'll see all of these beautiful cork trees there with their kind of really iconic kind of black strips at the bottom. And yeah, you can even go up to it and have a look at it as well to see it is the real deal. The cork forest is a really beautiful place, especially if you do like those more dark and moody photos as well, which quite a lot of people I work with do enjoy. The next place on my list is Coolman Ridge. Now, Coolman Ridge is on the west side of Canberra, and it is this remarkable stretch of ridge that you can walk all along and have a look out to the BENDORA and the south parts of the NAMADGI National Park as well. It's really incredible, and a lot of people might be familiar with it if you go dog walking along there, hiking, walking, running, everything. It's a pretty popular area, but the good thing is along the way there are lots of little private spots for you guys to find which would suit you for having a private ceremony as well. This is a really good spot for couples who really love good sunset spots. You are not going to get many better sunset spots in Canberra than over here, because when the sun goes down, the whole sky gets painted beautifully and you get a perfect look out there. This is a really great spot for couples who really love Canberra, and especially the look out to the BENDORA as well. The next place on my list is the PIALLIGO Redwood Forest. Now, this was actually burnt down in the fires of 2019, but since has seen a beautiful revival, and it is one of the most fantastic places to have an elopement ceremony in Canberra. The whole area is basically interspiced with lots of redwood trees and pine trees as well, so it has this really kind of dark, broody atmosphere there, which is absolutely beautiful. It also is quite open, and the best thing about it of all is the fact that it's very easily accessible. So if you are thinking about having friends and family there, and you don't want to make things too complicated, but you do want to feel like you're really out there in the scenery, the PIALLIGO Redwood Forest is fantastic. definitely worth a look at there. And the last place on my list here is Mount Majura. Now, famous for its wine, that's the side by the airport, but there are actually lots and lots of different ways you can climb to the top of Mount Majura and get these beautiful, stunning, vast lookouts all to Canberra. Now, whilst it is an hour's climb to the top of Mount Majura, you don't have to go that far to take in the best of it, and you can even have the ceremony halfway up the mountain, or however much you would like as well. This is a really good spot for couples who, yet again, love the scenery of Canberra. They love being able to have a look out to Telstra Tower and all the suburbs as well, whilst also having these little pockets here of forest, so you can have those really beautiful kind of green, intimate elopement photos as well. So those are 10 of my favourite places to elope in Canberra. There are plenty more as well, but this is just a little extract here from a blog post which I wrote, which I'm also going to link below so you guys can have a check of that. If you do have any questions, leave them below in the comments. I'd love to hear. And also go and follow me on Instagram as well at Who Shot the Photographer. I'm always keen to connect with couples who want to elope or people who are looking to learn a bit more about it as well. If you did like this video, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks guys, bye.